Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Black Prince Gaming and we are back continuing off our Belgium playthrough, our Fortress Belgium. Now the fortress is holding. We are just about to enter 1942 and we still are alive. However, our main issue is the Soviets have not joined the war yet and I have no idea when they're going to join the war. So at the moment we have the full might of the Axis on our front. There's no front in North Africa, there's no D-Day, there's no Soviets. Everything is being fought on Belgium soil and we don't even have many allied forces coming in to help us. So can we continue this hold or will we be crushed? Stay tuned in and find out. This honestly just feels like a mini game at this point of just making sure I click on the right province and keep people in defending them. That's some naval invasions out in the East Asia. I'm not really too fussed about knowing about them game. Kind of all about Belgium right now, where we're trying to fight for our lives. Go on, continue to get men in there. I don't know why they love Antwerp so much. They just honestly just will batter themselves against it time and time again. Oh, look at that. They've even tried a naval invasion for these two tiles here, but luckily we do have enough men because it's all technically frontline that that's not going to be an issue. Whoa, hold on. We just got reinforcement memed out of Antwerp. Okay, you know what that means? That means it's time to finally build up these forts. Let's make sure they're growing. See if we can't build up these forts. Oh my god. This is why I definitely didn't want to delete any divisions, because, yeah, it still looks dicey out here. Maybe get a few more of you in there. Maybe a couple of you back here. Christ, why did it have to go badly? Things were going well, weren't they? Okay, we're getting a few into there. Hopefully we can hold these tiles now. The problem is we don't have the fort line back here, so I really should have invested in it when I said about it. I did say about maybe building up the fort line, just to be sure. Luckily, Brussels is an urban tile, so that's really going to affect what they can do here, like the enemy air support and stuff. Come on, now over here, secure these lines. Oh my god, how have we've just been reinforcement memed again out of this tile. Railroad. No, 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 no. How is this going so poorly? I mean, ultimately it's going poorly because the Soviets haven't joined in yet. Like that's what we've needed for the last half a year pretty much. I think we pulled back a little bit. We got to give a few tiles here. We can't keep holding out this far up. Maybe we just pull back to these states here. But yeah, pull out of here. We can't hold this salient forward. That's fine. Yeah, stop attacking out, guys. We do not need anyone attacking out. There's only so much I can do. Like, look at the swarm that has come to fight us. It's 160 units against we have about 110, so we're already outnumbered. If the US can get into the war, get maneuvering, get making some impact or something, that would be great. Like, please get over here, do something. But yeah, like for now, we are just going to have to keep hanging in there. Hopefully, we'll slowly... we just got to hope for some Soviet support pretty much. Okay, we've lost manpower, so I'm going to actually remove these two lines just to try and keep as much manpower in the field. This is now definitely the time to go up to service by requirement. You there, you're our artillery expert, you're our infantry expert, sure. I kind of want someone who's going to be able to give me some more buffs. We'll try and keep holding this tile all the time we can. It's going to slowly fall, but hopefully it distracts enough of their attention away and stops them unifying on this front. Maybe try and build up ports, because that sometimes makes the AI come to a standstill. You're right, that's a good plan. Supply is looking a bit dicey in some of these areas, so why don't we go ahead and make sure that our naval base is built up. Maybe we just build up 2 naval bases there. Let's get the let's try and get the defense being built first. But yeah, maybe we'll do some naval ports to really get some supply into this region, because it's going to be needed. Yeah, it probably is because I'm doing so well at holding and the Axis have lost so much. I mean, that makes sense why they wouldn't go in, but at this point, surely the Soviets have got to go. We could take them. They've even got they've been sending volunteers to the Ethiopians. Just join the war. That's the best way they could help them. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The Axis think they're too weak to fight the Soviets, so it very much is just staying in this stalemate for now. It's November. They're definitely not doing a barb this year. Oh, the Allies, though. They finally listened to me, and they have actually made a D-Day and taken Sicily. So then looks like we could potentially have something to come out of this. Yeah, you say Italy would die quick, but I mean, they've now just sent hundreds of divisions down to defend Italy. Oh, although Rome is falling. But yeah, I don't know if I can wait for the Allies to slowly push up the Italian peninsula, especially when they get the puppet event and all of that sort of starts to stall and stagnate. Oh, and it looks like they're even starting to get encircled here. So, yep. As great as that was going for them, they now have had a huge amount of their marines encircled and kicked out by Rome. Chile have joined the war, brilliant, and that goes the US invasion of Rome just faltering there completely. Yeah, because there's no other front to obtain the Axis troops. I've just been fighting them alone this entire time. So now there's another front, but it's such a small front, it's not going to make a difference. Normally they're at least held in North Africa for a while, or obviously they're fighting the Soviets at this point, but none of that's happening. Japan is very much falling. If the US could go and clean up Japan, like Japan must be suffering heavily by the looks of how good China is doing. So like if the Allies could go finish off Japan, I'll continue to hold for a while, and then if we can bring everything in, that would be great. At the moment in time, there's just like Marines being wasted in here, which could be making other naval invasions, is the issue that I'm really having. Like, I want the Allies to really start to redeploy stuff where it's needed. But yeah, let's try then an up resistance in the Germans. Maybe that'll do something, who knows. But yeah, for now, we continue our hold. We continue to hold out here and hope that we can bring an end to this war some point soon. I just can't believe the Soviets haven't declared war. But yeah, look at the amount they're sending. There's 28, well, not even that. There's probably near like 40 units stacked in per tile around us. Like, they really want us gone, but we will continue to hold, continue to fight as much as possible. I mean, you as well. Maybe see if you can't start establishing some intelligence in Poland. Maybe we could try and make the Warsaw Rising happen, if that's even possible in this game. Because I know that's one of the impossible sort of ones. But yeah, at least we have a full compliance network now across the Germans. So, okay, that might actually really help us out here. Oh, and it looks like we're about to complete our resistance contacts in Brest. See if we can't keep destabilizing that as a region. Oh my god, they've taken Brussels. That was just purely ground us down, I think. And they've lost the push out to Istanbul. Yeah, because loads of Allied forces probably started flooding out. Yeah, you can see there's 15 in the sea here. So they all decided we're going to start heading out and seeing if we can't save that invasion. Oh, this game! Oh, this game is horrendous. The Soviet Union declares war on Free France. So not only have the Soviets not come and joined us, they've actually gone to war with the Allies. Why would the Soviets have a war goal against Free France? Is that a manual justification? No, they've clearly got war goals from somewhere. What did they go down? What did they do? Is it this? Liberation of the European proletariat? Yep. They took liberation of the European free proletariat, which gives them war goals against democracies. Historical game, by the way. This is so over for us now. Yeah, still stalled in Italy because of failed naval invasions. There we go, the Italians have actually reversed naval invasion Turkey. And that is a huge amount of Allied forces trapped there as Turkey falls. Especially as they take this final port, yep. Oh my god. British Iraq, Republic of Syria, it's all going. The Soviets are going to absolutely sweep Africa. And then if they go against Iran as well, they'll probably sweep down against the Raj. I can't believe it. China was so successful against the... Oh, there we go. They've attacked Iran. So that is exactly what I just said was going to happen. Iran will probably join the Allies now. Or at least they're given access and stuff. But yeah. This is going to be an absolute sweep. We've had the Soviet Berlin, well, the Moscow Berlin Axis form, like unofficially, but you know, pretty officially. They're giving each other docking rights and everything, and obviously probably military access. So I imagine we'll start to see some Soviet troops come over and start battling, trying to battle their way into the Netherlands soon. We just got to hope we can strengthen the resistance enough to do anything, but this is pretty much a done deal. I'm just going to ride this one out. We're going to play through. Oh my god, did the Soviets also go in against the Soviets have also gone in against the Axis. Okay. Maybe there's something? I can lower a subject's autonomy again. Brilliant. Here we go. The Germans are finally into the war. That is great news. And the Finns are in, even though they're not technically in. Oh, there goes Japan anyway. So that is at least the end of them. We have no points, so we'll just confirm an exit, and hopefully that peace deal will be dealt with nicely. There we go. We have a few allied nations now out this way. That is just the state of Japan, of course there is. China is now big. If China could lose its faction, they've already dealt with the communists. If they could lose their faction and join the Allies, it would be insane for us, like to have a new allies almost, or a new big member of our allied forces. Because we have killed so many forces. I mean, let's have another check. 3.2 million Germans have died on our lines. And that's not just us as well, because a lot of the Allied casualties will be coming from this front line as well. What about, we're greatest killer of Hungarians too. The nationalists Spain, we're not on the leaderboard for them, but they're probably off fighting in Africa. Okay, the UK has surpassed us for Italy, but still, 723,000 of them and 3.2. So we've killed probably 4.5 towards 5 million Axis members for only 400,000 losses on our own. So, yeah, no matter what comes out of this, I am considering our play very successful. It's not our fault. World War II, well, the Soviets only joined World War II in 1945, and when they decided to join, they first wanted to come against the Allies. So the Germans had extra time to build up and prepare. More and more they keep wasting against the Soviet lines, and the more and more lives they're losing out here to each Allied naval invasion, you know, that really could be the turning of the tide here. If we could get a linked up front with the Netherlands, that would be so nice for us, especially if the Allies could start re-liberating our country to us. That's still not enough. But it's just not enough. I mean, also the problem is there is now fault lines absolutely everywhere on this side. Oh, did they destroy the forts? No, they've still got the forts. So yeah, they've got massive fort lines in a lot of the places we want to fight back for. So the only real way that they can lose is by getting encircled. So we really do need our allies to be out here doing what they can do. Please, whatever you do, do not lose your port. If they lose the port, I mean, already supply is pretty horrendous for them. Is it worthwhile me actually just being like a... like just building up ports along the coast for them to help hold their invasions? Maybe. Let's do that. I feel like that's the best support I can give them, is making sure they have more and more ports of supply to really hold this land, because look, you can see all the troops stuck on the port here. So I think that's kind of how I've got indirectly help. I mean, it would be great if I had still have more of my industry, the rest of the allies. It's like stuff still sort of happening here. Looks like a D-Day has actually landed. 100% in this state. Okay. Well, the resistance is really bad, so that should really affect the supply of the Germans and allow our guys to push in that much easier. But it's a bit annoying we didn't manage to get an uprising event to really start to smash through some of this. Let's see if we can't maybe cut off Calais. This is going to be another supply hub here, so hopefully supply can continue to flow. But yeah, finally we've got our chance here, I think, of really doing some damage to the Axis. There we go, perfect. We managed to cut off some of their forces too. That's great. Can we continue the push into Amiens? Hopefully we can continue to hold even while this all happens. But yeah, if we can finally start our push back into French land, start to really re-liberate France here, then this could be some huge steps for our army. But let's get these guys crushed out. They're actually nearing Paris, so I want to actually stretch our front lines and get some men hopefully to Paris ourselves. Oh, there we go. That's the Polish fully up and running. Look at that. The Warsaw Uprising really did work then, I guess. Let's make sure we are doing whatever we can to really smash away at any support the Italians might have. Hopefully by just growing our intelligence, sort of taking away their entrenchment. Where else should I be doing that? I guess we can do that probably here as well. See if we can't sort of smash some of their support in here. But yeah, we actually fully managed to have Poland do their uprising. So we got the Warsaw Uprising achievement, which is crazy. I've never actually seen anyone get that, because I think it was bugged for the longest time, so they must have finally fixed it in a recent update. Legacy of the Great War, sure, even more division defense and attack on core territory. If only the Allies could help us take back Brussels, then we might finally have something that we could do here. Looks like the Danes have actually risen up as well, which is great news. Hopefully that's just continuing to keep German pressured elsewhere. The only issue is obviously Poland has probably risen up and they are now immediately being slaughtered by the Soviets. Yeah. So they have just sort of risen up in the wake of an advance. It really is clear that the AI does prioritize fighting the player. But here we go. Come on, Brussels is weak. Let's try our best to take it. Maybe we can get it here. Come on. We've just got to hopefully tick down enough organisation in here and really get things rolling. Let's continue to cycle men back in as they leave the front. 95, come on, 96. We are getting there slowly but surely. Keep cycling back in, men. 98, 97, 98. There's 2 units left, 2 Bulgarians, and they're very low. Perfect, we've managed to take Brussels, which means we now have factories galore back. Let's go ahead and make sure that we are continuing to produce all the equipment we need. Perfect. 24 factories we've now got. Jesus, there were 26 factories in that sort of area alone. That is crazy to have. Yeah, continuing to build up ports anywhere that they need up here in the Netherlands, which is allowing them to continue this offensive. So I feel like we're having some very, very helpful work by having these ports all started to be built up, because look, the Allies are now managing to push in a lot and storm into Germany, and from the same time the Soviets are now only a few tiles from Berlin. The race for Berlin is really on here. I still can't believe how much they've got then in the Netherlands, considering, well, the Netherlands and Belgium, considering what's happening at home. I mean, they are watching a full collapse along their front realistically, so why are they still fighting out here? Okay, there we go, the encirclement of Liège. Let's go, push in from all sides, let's get this done, get them kicked out. And then as soon as we've got that, we will start sending more and more Belgian forces out into Europe, deeper into Europe. Let's get this done. Come on. This is our final state taken. Fascists in government? No. No, we'll do everything to keep them out. We do not want them. Okay. These veterans of Belgium, let's get you down here, see if you can't help finish the war, finalise it. Let's get it done. Let's get this done. Let's get this war over with the Germans. See them destroyed and slaughtered here. There we go, the auto-save. There's the peace conference, perfect. Okay, you know what, I think that's everything that I could take, so we're just going to confirm an exit. And let's see what this world looks like. The German Republic is here, so is that the Allied version? Yeah, it is. But look at that nice new Belgium land. Let's take it. Beautiful. And I guess we are just going to carpet this in industry. Make this a very nice little area for us. Beautiful. Wonderful. Hopefully that's going to help keep us that little bit more secure. Let's send our army onto this front maybe, because we now have the front to push through against the Soviet occupation zone. Let's go for it. Let's see if we can't start our push across. See if we maybe can't start to encircle some of these Soviet forces out here, especially these Soviet German forces. Take Weimar. Perfect. A nice little encirclement there. And here we go. The Belgian army marches on once more. Let's push in and see what we can't take here. More and more German land hopefully falling to us and coming under our control. See if we can't take Dresden. Soviet occupation zone has now capitulated, which means we've got even more encircled forces out here. You know what? I reckon we might be able to do it. Has the Congo just become back into the faction? It has. So the Congo has now joined the Allies. I mean, they're a much more powerful nation because of all of their independence, but man, it would be so great if we still had them as a puppet. But you know, much like the Allies had to do in the real World War II, we had to pretty much sacrifice a lot of our colonial holdings to secure ourselves here and try and win the war. Let's see if we can't break to Prague maybe. Maybe our guys might even get a nuclear bomb out. You know what? I'm going to just see this through. Let's see it through. Just because I'm interested. Just because I really want to. Let's see the end of the Soviets, if it's going to be that way. If it starts to stagnate on the front, then maybe I won't. But at the moment, we're having a great time sweeping through Europe. So let's keep that up. There we go. That's 15 Soviet forces crushed out by us. Okay, perfect. Immediately, let's push for Kiev. You guys push up here and push for the supply hub while you're going for that. There you go. You guys make the push, make the battle. Perfect. Let's surge on through. Perfect. Kiev is open. Great news. You guys now expand out. Let's just see what other supply hubs we can take while we're there, maybe. There you go. Upwards. Northwards you go. Once again, we are just trying to be a tip of a spear invasion to try and really get our men up and hopefully somewhere that's going to be quite useful for them. I mean, the main thing is we've probably cut off all of their supplies to this region at the moment because of our attacks. Yeah, we've cut any railroads they had in, so that should be the majority of their supply also gone from here. There you go, and let's take this supply hub as well behind their lines. Come on, there we go, we've kicked in, and look at that, that's this whole region now encircled and pushed away from their capital. So what I think we should focus on, as the ones that made that encirclement, is we should get our men over here. And we should focus down, crushing this whole thing out. And really just ensuring that these men are dealt with as quickly as we can. Especially if we can get down to this next supply hub of theirs, because that will be the final bit of local supply they've really got coming out of here, is making sure that Venetia is gone, if that's how you pronounce it. Probably not, but, you know. There you go, crushing from all sides. That's a huge amount of their forces once more cut off, killed, and destroyed here. There we go, some more huge encirclements here for our men. Let's get them down. 2 medium Soviet tanks is that. And they won't be making it out. And then, yeah, this is like 30, 40 Soviet divisions, I think, all trapped in this tiles. So that's going to be a lot of losses for them here. And we should hopefully have the majority of those kills. Yeah, maybe 40, 50 actually. And like a lot of tanks too. Like a lot of armor has gone here. Perfect. Great work. And then all of you will move up there and attack in as soon as you can. And then ready, and 3, 2, 1. Boom. Push across the line. Surge, men. Surge forward. A lot of that is actually working down railroads as well. So we are going to have the supply lines going into Moscow. Perfect. And there we go. The Belgians are in Moscow. And now what I want is... Stalingrad is pretty much there, so I probably don't need to be sending men down that way. What I want though is I want to bring our men a little bit tighter and then hopefully just continue the spearhead on. Like what if we go down for like here, just on a shift click, maybe that'll help. I think sometimes shift clicking is better than battle planning, especially at this stage of the game where, you know, everything is pretty much wrapped up. Like for example, you're just going to move down to Gorky as well. Let's make sure that we have that supply line just in case. Really going to mess with their supply if they don't have that as well. So that's one of the sort of good things here. And they go to Chablinsk after that. Yeah, we have enough men to just keep surging forward, and the Allies should have enough to keep coming in and backfilling the lines here. Like we shouldn't be dealing with too many issues because we should have the support coming in. And then let us march. Stalingrad will fall. Beautiful. That's all you had to do, AI. That's all you had to do. Let me know you needed me, and I would have sent my men straight down. And you know what? From here, actually, we're going to try and push all the way to Kazan. That's going to be the major sort of thing that we're going to try now. So let's go. Let's get everyone shift clicking. And let's just go for it. Go to Kazan. Go and see if we can't just cut a huge sweep across the front once more. See if we can't just secure them in and grab this railroad, which would be quite nice for our supply. Perfect. Let's take it. There we go. Nicely done. That's another huge batch encircled, wrapped up. So let's go ahead and make sure that's all secure as well. Oh man, we just, so many Soviet forces every time we just crush in and secure. Like, it's horrendous every time we encircle them. Yeah, we've almost done 2 million casualties now to the Soviets. Like, these are not replaceable losses for them at this point. They've taken 18 million deaths, is that? Yeah. So yeah, very much seeing what could be the end here. Go for it. Come on, Ufa. Take it. We've taken Magnitogorsk. There we go. The Soviet Union capitulation. Let's just confirm an exit and see what we end up with there. The Belgian mandate of Russia. Look at that. Incredible. Cool, perfect. Let's take another port. Just continue to open up as much supply as we can. I mean, realistically, maybe that's what we want to just be focusing down, is just let's get some guys to just start really flooding down the coast, seeing if we can't take all of the coast. Because if we can take all the coast, that's just more men to come in. More men to come in support of a lot of things. There you go, all of you, get there. And then the rest of you, get down here for more supply along the coastline. Obviously, India is the Indian-Chinese border is an absolute nightmare, but this is a very slow but sure defeat for the Chinese. and then the Allies will rule pretty much the entire world. This will be a world conquest by the Allies, and I feel like I need more. Need more credit for a lot of this because I didn't start a lot of these wars, but my troops have definitely been the ones to end these wars. Does look like the end is very much near, and as we pile on pressure, the Allies have actually managed to push now to Nanjing. They're pushing past Nanjing and the sort of river. They're actually managed to invade. British Italy is up here in Qingdao. The Chileans have made it in. Oh, they're at the gates of Beijing. This is such a unified world task force that have come to China here. This is crazy. And then I want to shift click all my forces and let's just really try and push for Chongqing and hopefully push for the end of this war here. Beijing is obviously the new capital. Hopefully the Allies can continue their push near here and around here. Come on the Chileans, and our former Belgian Congo is actually even up here fighting. Surely it can be done. Okay, so there we go. China has capitulated, and this is what the peace deal looks like after all this. So China got just left alone, even though they got war goals in the UK, so the war might spark at any time. Who are we still at war with? Ethiopia. I'm not really going to wait and see that. We'll just keep it playing, I guess. But yeah, it's the 10th of May, 1951. We finally have what I would call peace. There we go, there's Ethiopia gone anyway, so let's quickly confirm and exit, leave the Allies to do that. Let's just click continue for now, and let's have a quick look at this world. So, absolute mega allies, and obviously us, we are Belgium. We hold our land, we hold Amsterdam and Rotterdam as well as some German land. We have our Belgian Mandate of Russia, our supervised state. We didn't really get anything out of China, but I was kind of ready to be done. America's got a lot, as you can see. But yeah, so I think this was a very, very successful game as Belgium. I can't believe all the different fronts we end up fighting on. It's been such a long war. So much fighting happened, but either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you've watched this far, I feel like I definitely deserve that like, that comment, subscribe. Let me know that you're here to watch it all. And yeah, let me know, future nations, what paths you'd like to see. Any interesting challenges, send them my way. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.